Hi there, this is my Prepper. I surf around, I check different YouTube sites out and different things and talk to a few others. So, what this is about is called Prepper Shut Up, I Don't Want to Hear It. And that's what this is about. I come across this all the time and I feel real uncomfortable when I get talking about things a lot of times. I just talk about it in a layman's term, what I did that day or whatever, or maybe I'm trying out some kind of new herb or a new recipe or whatever it is, uh, and I get the looks. I just get the looks because I, I said, well, on one Facebook is a prepper page basically. Most of what people post that I have on that one is people who prep. I have people that don't prep on it, but I do have people that preps on it. And I probably got about 60 friends on that one page. The other one, I have probably around 500 something, maybe 600, and most of them are people I've never met. And that started out when I was playing the games. I was really into Yoville and some of the other games because I just couldn't get out and do the things I wanted to do. So I really played a lot of games, and I have my family on there. So I don't post much about what I do on there to my family because I'm kind of quiet about it. I don't know if it's just really, I guess I just don't want to go in details with it to my family and stuff. I've got a couple family members that knows I do, but they're on the perfect page. But the truth is, people just wants to tell you to shut up. They don't want to hear it. They give you the look. The look. You get talking about, well, I went and building this here for my bunker, and here's your look. You get the look. Or they kind of look like this. Oh, kind of. They get this disgusted look like. Then they'll start kind of like. They give you the look. You get the look. They'll start pouncing their fingers, on the tabletop, whatever. They don't want to hear it. You're sitting there talking about that. You really need to think about putting up some extra. And I ask people, so you got extra food put up? No. What are you going to do? I don't know. What's going to happen if something happens? I said, we have disasters all the time. Mother Nature is always doing something. We got earthquakes, we got floods, we got, you know, tsunamis and all this other stuff that happens. Mother Nature stuff happens. What are you going to do in a situation you're trapped and you cannot get any help for 2 or 3 weeks or longer in some cases? They tell you to save for have a 72-hour supply. The truth is, you need more than that. So I ask people about questions, and they give me the look. They give me the look like, I don't want to hear it. Just shut up. I don't want to hear it. Just shut up. They bury their head in the sand with the oxygen and stuff. They bury their head. They don't want to hear gloom and doom in their opinion. They think we're all just super paranoid and gloom and doom and all this. Now, I'm just a basic prepper. I know my limits. I know my limits on my income. And when I started prepping more, I did some stupid stuff and kind of got overboard on a few things. And then I was like, whoa, what am I doing? I'm getting a little crazy here. So I stepped back. Now I says, okay, what do I need? I need water. I need food, shelter, warmth for the winter months. That's the 4 things that I need to think about, of course. And number 5, I'll take it back. Things in the way of medicines and first aid in a situation. So on my YouTube site, you'll see a variety of things I do. I do some comedies from time to time, especially during the winter months when I can't get out and do things. I'll do some comedies. Just everyday enjoyable life. And then I do how to do videos on how to do things, like the potato chip bag. That's a good one. A lot of people had never really thought about using it that way, but it really is a good idea. And I have a few potato chip bags saved up for the purpose of using in those situations to cook with and everything. And those will go into my bug out bag if I ever should need to do anything like that, or my camping or my hiking trips. Those will go in my bags for any stand of time. But when you get talking about all this stuff, people just roll their eyes up in their head. You know, they do this. Oh my God. Oh my God. You got too much time on your hands. You got too much time on your hands if you're doing this. You need to get alive. That's what they say. Get alive. Quit doing all that. Why are you prepping? That's stupid. Why are you doing that? I can just run down to the store and get what I want. I don't want to hear about it. Just shut up. I don't want to hear about your prep. I don't want to hear about prepping. I don't want to hear about the gloom and doom. I don't want to hear about what may happen, because you know what? Government's going to take care of us. We're going to have help. The Red Cross is going to come. The United Way is going to come. Well, there's only a limit to that. Only a limit to how much they'll have. If any of y'all watched the show The Last Ship, talking about the virus outbreak, how it has affected everybody. But this in here is what you're looking at. It could happen in that way. People not being prepared, not having the food to survive, or having to go out to find more food or more water or more whatever, and risk getting themselves exposed to this disease even more. And I could very well be among that number getting sick, because there's no 100% that a prepper will survive the sickness. But the fact is that having your basic stuff put up for a few weeks to keep you going means a lot. Means a lot. So I get this all the time, like I say, you can see it. Just shut up. I don't want to hear it. Preppers are stupid. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. I don't want to hear you prepping. If I see an article, man, I think I want one of these. Would you get one of these? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have one of those. No way. Stupid. Why do I want to buy something like that? I'd rather buy some suntan lotion and sit at the beach. They so to put. They'd just rather go down to the store and get whatever they get. I use vinegar to clean with. I don't use store-bought stuff. I quit doing that a long time ago. As I learned to get more back to my roots, get back to the basics, I changed on a lot of my stuff. I used to go to the stores, and the chemicals, the cleaning stuff was added up. I mean, by the time you bought stuff to mop your floors with, you bought laundry detergent, and you bought your bleach, and you bought your cleaning supplies, a bottle of Febreze, around $5? One bottle. All of that adds up on how much it costs us to use all this stuff in the stores. So that $20 or $30 worth of stuff that I'm buying in chemicals, I can use my vinegar solution, a big gallon jug, that's $2 or something, and add a little lemon juice if I want to or whatever. It's a lot cheaper and it's not as harmful. But you tell someone about it and they're like, I don't think so. I'll just go down to the store and buy myself. I don't think so. I don't want to hear about your prepping. I don't want to hear about your latest project. So I went on my nature walk today and I did some videos about some plants. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about your prepping. I think it's stupid. I don't want to hear about you being a prepper. I don't want to hear about you telling me what I should do, because I'm not going to do it, and nothing's going to happen, and all this prepping you're doing is stupid. I don't want to hear it. And that's what basically the facial expressions tell you. Tells you that. It's hard me going out by myself as much as I do, and it's hard not to really have anyone really to share with. I mean, I talk to people and I run into people at the park sometimes, and we talk about nature a little bit. But we don't exchange phone numbers or anything. I don't see us getting a close bond going. A lot of them has different lives going on. Some of them's there because they got kids. Some of them's there, they're retired or whatever. They're just running or whatever the deal, or just walking. They're not really. I mean, they find it interesting that I'm doing nature, but they're not into what I'm into. It's fine to just kind of do a basic conversation about things, but I'm not really into it. I was at work, and this one woman said, "I want to look at your herbs." I said, "Okay." So I showed her where the herbs was, and basically all we had left was basil, pretty much. All the others pretty was so. Basically all we had left was basil. And then she started talking about lemon balm, and she was so wrapped up on this lemon balm thing. Oh, we could do this, and I said, "Yeah." I says, "I do my nature stuff," and then she started talking about the aloe vera plant. I said, "Yeah, there's other plants that work just as good as the aloe vera," but she kept wanting to go back and talk about lemon balm. So I just stood there and going, "Okay, yes, okay." So, and I listened to her, and I'm thinking to myself, well, this is how we sound as preppers. We're A lot of preppers are so wrapped up in what to do, but they don't want to talk about anything else but that. And what she had was very good points. I looked up the plan again. I couldn't remember everything about it because I've not grown in lemon balm. And I thought, well, maybe I'll get some seeds. She had some good points, but she was just so focused on that one plant mainly. And then she brought up this says about the aloe vera, but when I try to talk to her about any of the other plants, I said, well, there's other plants too. I do this nature stuff. She did not want to hear about the other stuff. She wanted to talk about what she wanted to talk about, and that was the lemon balm, and talk about the aloe vera a little bit. But she did not want to buy the herb plant. What it was, she just wanted to see them and wanted to get someone to come out, and she wanted to just talk about lemon balm. That's what she wanted to do, and that's fine and dandy. I went home and researched it, but then I'm sitting there like going, okay, she's not really, in my mind, she wasn't really into any of the other nature stuff. She was just into what she discovered here recently. So she never once asked, so what you do nature, huh? She never once listened to what I said. She was too wrapped up in that. So that's what people see in preppers when they give you the looks and everything. So I try to be careful about how much I talk about prepping, or if I see something I like, or maybe, I get a how to do book or something. I try to be careful about it because people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They want us to shut up. They think we're stupid. They think we're gloom and doom. They really don't. And many of them will try to avoid people who are preppers. But then, here is their attitude. If something happens, I'll just show up at your doorstep and you'll take care of me. That is their answer. They don't want to hear that you're a prepper, or don't want to take advice on where you need to put up extra water or food or anything like that. They don't want you, you're suggesting that maybe they check out a site or something other. They don't want to hear none of that. Bottom line is, preppers to them are stupid. They want us to shut up about prepping because they think it's stupid. And I could go on about this all the time. The bottom line is that prepping's not stupid, but in defense of people, what has happened is because you have these Not every prepper is like this, but you have these group of preppers that are militant. You have these group of preppers that on Doomsday Prepper that just really showed they look nutty. They look crazy. I mean, they made them out to be really crazy. I mean, and that was the problem right there on that. It didn't put a lot of preppers in a good spotlight. Now, some of them they did. Now, they were down to earth basic preppers, and they basically did what they did. But then when they showed, how their house is totally turned upside down with water barrels everywhere, and this everywhere, and all this other stuff, I think it frightened a lot of people off. So when we get talking about prepping, they picture us all being those kind of preppers. In most cases, we're just down to earth preppers trying to have things. Like I say, I have water as priority. I have my filters. I have my base and everything. I have charcoal, sand, and rock to make a filter with for my water. Food. I have food to last me for a little while, not a lot, but I have my knowledge of nature. Shelter is another thing you have to think of. Warmth is something you have to think of. Just basis and medicines and medical supplies that you need, whether it's Mother Nature or store bought. So, I'm sorry for people out there who thinks we're stupid. Don't totally close it off and think about doing some basic prepping. I'm sorry that we make you feel uncomfortable, and we do. We get treated as outcasts by people because we do talk about putting up extra stuff and doing nature or talking about whatever. We make people feel uncomfortable, and I'm sorry. We're not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't preach gloom and doom. I just talk about basic prepping. And even my basic prepping makes people uncomfortable. So, Mr. Life Prepper, I want to get off this thing because I've been running my jaws a bit. I want you to be safe, be happy, bless you all.